Atlanta Falcons. Quarterback Jeff George and his run-and-shoot offense began the season in high gear. At one point, they were 4-2 with 3 straight wins, but they have gone the other way, losing their last 2 games. While the high-flying Chargers will go with Gail Gilbert at quarterback for the injured Stan Humphries. Gilbert, a long-time backup in Seattle and Buffalo, did the job in relief last week. And it was back in 1986 as a member of the Seattle Seahawks that Gilbert made his last NFL start. He replaced Dave Craig in that game, a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, so it's been a long time between starts, and he's taking over for the injured Stan Humphries, who's bothered by that dislocated left elbow. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with Paul McGuire. Paul, first off, your take on the Charger quarterback change.
Well, a lot of secrecy this week about who is going to start at quarterback, is it Humphries or Gail Gilbert. But let me explain something to you. I think Gail Gilbert knew last Wednesday that he was going to be the starter. The one thing they don't want Gail Gilbert to do, and that's to force the ball. Don't make him do things that he's not capable of doing. Keep it very, very simple, Marv.
And there is Stan Humphries, who is the number 2 quarterback. The emergency man is still the rookie from Louisville, Jeff Brom. Atlanta winning the toss and receiving the opening kickoff. Clarence Verdun trying to go wide. Clarence Verdun running it out of bounds inside the 30, but penalty flags have been thrown. The referee today is Dale Hamer. Verdun on the return, taking it 25 yards.
Number 48 on the return, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So they will bring it back as we check out the offensive line for the Falcons. Mike Ken, despite a back problem, is in there. A couple of former Chargers up front, and Dave Richards and Mike Sandowski. Bob Whitfield is having a superb season. The quarterback is Jeff George. Craig Ironhead Hayward is the running back, and there are the 4 wideouts in the run and shoot: Rison, Sanders, Mathis, and Emmanuel. Emmanuel, the rookie from Rice. From time to time, as we've seen in recent weeks, the Falcons going to the tight end, Mitch Lyons. So Atlanta with first down, starting at the 9. Look out! But George was able to elude the pressure, and then it's incomplete. Rison had it, but could not hold on. He was covered by Hopper.
Boy, Jeff George just about has his head taken off. Watch on the top side. Right there, Leslie O'Neal inside on the plate. Now, and when you look downfield, he's got Rison, but Castle, 44, and Harper, 28. They never quit on the play. And that's what made it for the defense, not quitting.
Last week, a bye week for Jeff George and his Atlanta Falcons. 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles, they lost to the Raiders 30-17. They were up in that game 10-0. And Hayward taken down after a short gain as we check out the San Diego defense. Up front, Mims, Lee, Ruben Davis playing with the dislocated left elbow, and Leslie O'Neal, who comes in with 6.5 sacks. And against the run and shoot, the Chargers starting in a nickel package with Sean Van Horst as the nickel back, along with the linebackers Briggs and Sayal and Gordon, Hopper, Carrington, and Richard. When they go to the dime, Eric Castle will come on. Opening minute of play at the Georgia Dome.
Marv, they are in the dime now.
And a 3rd and 10 from the 9. Oh, a hard hit on Bert Emmanuel as he made the catch. Hit by the strong safety Darren Carrington right at the marker. It is a first down.
Look at this. This pass play is perfect, but watch this hit. Look at Carrington. After the catch, Emmanuel doesn't pick up more than a half a yard. Watch this. Sayal getting back. He reads it. He doesn't get over in time, but that hit by Carrington is absolutely beautiful.
The receiver, Bert Emmanuel, was a quarterback the last 2 years at Rice. He has blazing speed. He's been converted to the wide receiver spot. And it's a first down for the Falcons. Oh, the snap mishandled, and George able to pounce on it.
Now here's the team, the home team. The first play, Leslie O'Neal almost takes Jeff George's head off. They almost have an interception. Then here's the home team. They get a first down. And they blow the snap from center. I mean, there's a lot of problems that this team has, and this run and shoot, it's a very good offense for this team because it doesn't force the offensive lineman to do a whole lot of blocking.
2nd and 11. Mathis in motion. It comes to Mathis. Mathis running his way across the 27. Terrence Mathis, a one-time New York Jet who did not see the ball much with the Jets. He was a special teams performer primarily, making his 56th catch of the season.
But I'll tell you, Rowan Fortin is the guy that gets to the outside and really makes a play. Watch this. He's going to get a block right there. And when he makes that block, it enables Mathis to get back up to the inside and pick up about 7 or 8 yards on the play.
Risen to the left and Emmanuel to the right. It's a 3rd down and 2 from the 28. And the Falcons have a first down. Ricky Sanders, the one-time Washington Redskin, run out of bounds by the nickelback Sean Van Horst, and that's a pickup of 16.
Now, Ricky Sanders is going to come out of the slot. You see him here in the slot. When he comes out, now watch this. Van Horst really gets cut off by Mathis right there, and you could almost call that a pick by the receiver, and they pick up the first down. Good play.
Atlanta now from its 43-yard line. Sidearm delivery by Jeff George, completing to Bert Emmanuel, and was covered by Darian Gordon. George had a notion to go. He pumped a couple of times and then was able to complete to Emmanuel.
You want to see some heat on this ball? Watch this ball. Sidearm. Look at the heat. Emmanuel is there. There's just no chance for the defensive back to get there. Gordon, here it comes. Watch where this ball is thrown. It'll be thrown to the outside. Gordon's on the inside. There's Emmanuel on the outside. That ball was coming.
Picked up 7. 8th play of the drive right here. A 2nd and 3 at midfield. Sanders, the man in motion. The lone deep back is Hayward. And it's Hayward picking up the first down. Carrington made the stop. Craig Ironhead Hayward in his last game 2 weeks ago against the Raiders. 19 carries, 71 yards, did most of the damage in the first half.
Marv, take a look at it. Here you're going to see Junior Seau. They're going to step up in and they're going to blitz. But when they all blitz like this, what happens is once Hayward gets through the line, there's nobody to take him except the back. Watch. Seau steps up in. Now here they block right in the hole. When they do that, he's at the safety.
All an impressive drive that began back at the 9-yard line. Shovel pass to Hayward. Hayward running well. Has another first down at the San Diego 30.
This play is really designed very well because it's a shovel pass screen is what happens. And it looks like that Jeff George is going to get hammered. But when you see Junior Seau, watch, he gets through 3 guys. It really saves the play. Here's the screen. On the outside, 55 is Seau. Look, you got 3 guys out there. He gets a piece of Hayward.
So a 12-yard gain. George is 5 for 6 for 53 yards, has a first down at the San Diego 30. And again it's Hayward. And again he breaks tackles. And he's hit down inside the 20 for another Falcon first down. Darren Carrington made the stop, and when you make the stop on the 5'11", 265-pound Craig Hayward, you feel it.
Well, just take a look on the outside. Sandowski is the guy that gets the block. He gets an excellent block. Whitfield, number 70, gets another good block, and the hole is there. See, there's the hole. The tackle and the guard make it. A little bit of holding on Junior Seau, and he'll be complaining.
6 minutes gone by. In this first quarter, Atlanta's had the ball from the start, a drive that started back at the 9. George looking end zone. Throwing end zone. Eric Castle providing the coverage. Andre Rison, the intended receiver.
You know what's amazing, Marv? When you look at this football team, when you have a defense that's so concerned about your passing game it really helps your running game. I mean, they always say the running game helps the passing game. In the case of the run and shoot, the passing game really develops the running game because the defensive linemen, those 4 guys are thinking, first of all, I've got to get to the quarterback because they're going to throw the ball 90% of the time.
2nd and 10. It's completed to Sanders. Some nice move by Ricky Sanders working inside the 10-yard line. Stopped by Darren Carrington.
The right side of this offensive line, it's perfect what they do. And I'm talking about Whitfield, Zandowski, and Fortin. Look at these guys. They're all blocking. Those 3 guys open that hole for Sanders. And he gets the ball down about 8 yards downfield. But those 3 guys, the center, the right guard, and the right tackle, just perform beautifully. And these are all screen passes, Mark.
So the Falcons have made it from their 9 now to the San Diego 9 in a very impressive opening drive. And that is a first down pickup and more for Terrence Mathis, who wants it in for the touchdown. The Chargers thought they had him stopped, but Mathis able to spin away.
Van Horst thought he had him stopped. That's number 25 for the Chargers in the white shirt. But Mathis, you talk about determination and continuous effort. You watch this little pass to the outside. Van Horst comes up. He makes the hit. Watch this. No, sir. And now there's 2 more guys are there. They make hits. No, sir. He's in. Touchdown.
Not bad for a guy who's about 5'9", 175 pounds. Now the extra point by Norm Johnson. Well executed drive by Jeff George in his first year as a member of the Atlanta Falcons.
Four defensive backs on a way to that touchdown. It's incredible. Mathis catches the ball. The first guy is Van Horst that he runs through, and he thinks he has him, number 25. Bang, that one there. Then he gets through here. Castle's down there, number 44. He gets through him. He gets through Stanley Richard, and he also gets through Dwayne Harper for the touchdown. But here it is. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. Bang, touchdown.
And that's his 6th touchdown of the season. Terrence Mathis, as a New York Jet, started only 1 game at wide receiver in his 4 years with the Jets. Norm Johnson kicking off to Andre Coleman, one of the best kickoff return men in the AFC. Coleman crossed the 30-yard line. When we come back, San Diego to the offense. Goings on around the Georgia Dome.
See that chow?
Yes, I saw your eyes light up.
Whoa! Man, that was beautiful.
And you're looking at Gail Gilbert starting for the injured Stan Humphries. Did a very nice job last week in taking over from Humphries against the Seattle Seahawks. The Chargers are trailing 7-0. The swing pass for Means. And you mentioned earlier that Natron Means told us last night that he would hope to get off to the fast start, taking the pressure off Gail Gilbert. As you look at the offensive line, Swain, Kakuza, Hall, Milinchik, and Brock, they've done a very good job. The quarterback is Gilbert. Natron Means having a sensational season, 2nd in rushing. In the AFC, they go double tight end with Papunu and Young. And when they go 3 wideouts, Ronnie Harmon, one of the best, comes in with their speed man, Tony Martin, and is back to the ground, and Means fighting the hole and has a first down. The right corner, DJ Johnson, up to make the hit. And a look at the defensive alignment for Atlanta. Chuck Smith, Pierce Holt, Mo Gardner, Lester Archambault are up front. That's an undersized front 4. Matthews, Tuggle, and George are the linebackers. In the secondary, Clark, Johnson, the former Steeler, Ross, the former Chief, and Harper. Darnell Walker is the nickelback. It's a first down at the 44. 7-0 Atlanta, 6.5 to go in this first quarter. And again to the ground. And Means hit down at the 49 by the veteran Clay Matthews. Matthews, and we're joined on the sidelines today by John Dockery. Let's check in with Doc.
Yes, Mark, just a little more on the quarterback situation. I talked to Humphreys before the game. That left elbow is really swollen. He has trouble. It's really the guide hand for quarterback when he's throwing the ball. He has trouble guiding the ball when he's throwing. Also on handoffs, a problem. Interesting, Bobby Ross said that he is available, and if this game is not going right with Gail Gilbert, Humphreys is available and would play. Back to you, Mark.
All right, John, you can see Stan Humphreys even having difficulty signaling to Gail Gilbert with that left arm. Second down and 5. Gilbert's first pass, a floater that is caught. And it's a first down. Mark Say on the reception.
You know, it is amazing. We talked about and they said, hey, don't make him do things he can't do, but he can throw the football. Now, here he goes out to the outside to Say. Don't rush on him. He's got all the time in the world. The offensive line does a great job. Say comes back to the ball. What you're supposed to do as a receiver, first down.
Mark Say in his second year out of Long Beach State. Last year, his first with San Diego. Active for only one game. Previous year, spent the entire season on the 49ers practice squad. Means down to the 36, met by the man they call the Hammer, with apologies to Fred the Hammer Williamson. That is number 58, Jesse Tuggle, combining with Mo Gardner.
You watch Tuggle now. Watch what he does. He doesn't want to let Means come inside. See how he stays along the line of scrimmage. Now, when Means tries to come back, there is Tuggle, along with Gardner.
Just under 5 minutes to go. Quick moving first half. Impressive drive by the Falcons to get it going. 13 plays, 91 yards, and it took 7-15, and they were able to cap it off with a touchdown. Means tripped up as he gets to the 35-yard line, so the Chargers about 5 yards short of a first down. Ron George, the outside linebacker, they call him the Falcono, the rover. The Atlanta defensive alignment is listed as a 4-2-5, but it is basically a 4-3.
With undersized linebackers and oversized safety man. But I'm going to tell you something. That time they had the full-scale blitz on, and Jesse Tuggle again was the man who was responsible for the play.
7th play of the drive, third down and 5 at the Falcon 35. Gilbert couldn't find anyone. Running for the first down, and he falls short.
Well, I don't know. They're going to give him the roll because when he hit, he didn't hit on the ground. He hit on one of the Atlanta Falcon players, and he rolled over it. They're marking this ball inside the 30. He actually goes down about the 28. Take a look at this. Gail Gilbert, here comes the rush. There's pretty good protection right now. He is a little nervous, a little jumpy, so he starts to move. He breaks a tackle here, but watch when he goes down. See, he's on a player, so he's not on the ground, and the ball is marked in the right spot.
Right spot for the Chargers, a very favorable spot as he was met by the left corner, Benny Clark.
But you look, see, he's not on the ground. Now, if his knee is down and something touches down, it's fine, but his body is under the Atlanta Falcon right there. He only hits the ground then, and the ball is beyond. That's an excellent call by the officials.
So a first down at the 30. Short set, and Gilbert able to complete to Say. DJ Johnson made the stop.
He's got to get that ball there a little faster than that because you're going to get your guys killed. Say going up, DJ Johnson is there. Watch this, he has to lean back for the ball. The ball's got to be out front when he's up in the air. He's vulnerable.
You've undoubtedly heard the story about Mark Say playing with the one kidney and a bullet that remains lodged in his chest. The end result of that shooting at his sister's home, and Mark dove to cover up his 3-year-old niece. He was an innocent victim of a gang shooting, but here he is back playing football in the NFL and off to a fast start with 2 catches here in the first quarter. Second down and 4. And Gilbert throws off the mark. Penalty flag is down.
Not only do you have holding by the Chargers, but you almost get your quarterback killed by Chuck Smith. You know, if you're going to hold, you got to hold a lot better than that. And when I think Gail Gilbert was throwing the ball away because what happened is the wide receiver broke to the post into the middle of the field, and he threw the ball to the corner to the outside of the field.
Offense, 10 yards, still second down.
Stan Brock. We'll just take a look at Stan. He's right here, right there. I'm saying if you're going to hold, at least hold it so your quarterback doesn't get hammered. He doesn't hold enough. He just holds enough to get caught.
Sets it back to a second. And 14 at the 34. Atlanta 7. And San Diego nothing as this first quarter winds down. It's Natron Means to the outside. And hauled down at the 30. Darnell Walker getting in the way of Means and bringing him down.
If he had a saddle on him, he could have been riding him. Watch Walker, number 45, come up. And this is an excellent call. This is a draw play to the outside. Brock is getting a block. Here comes Walker. Watch him jump on his back. You're going to ride for a while, son. You better hope you get some help.
Falcons facing some of the better running backs in the NFL have had their difficulties. Natron Means certainly in that category. He's gone for 100 or more the last 4 games, which is a Charger franchise record. Gilbert got the time, and it is dropped, but a penalty marker is down. Tony Martin, the intended receiver.
They're going to have holding again on Stan Brock, right on Chuck Smith again. The same holding we just had 2 plays ago. It'll be number 67, Brock. The referee is standing right there, Dale Hamer. I think you take this because this is 4-down territory where you go for it. I would take him back. Get him out of the 4-down situation. Put him at 3rd and 20.
Number 71 of the offense, 10 yards, still 3rd down.
Well, they call it a Belichick, and I believe, I mean, there's 2 flags down there, but I got to believe that Stan Brock was also holding. Watch 67 here. And here comes Smith, and he just grabs him and pulls him down to the ground. Now, they're actually both holding. They're both in the same area, and there were 2 flags there. They might have got them both.
It'll be a 3rd and 20 at the 40-yard line. A minute 37 remaining first quarter. And Gilbert went short. Intended for Harmon.
Marv, that time Gail Gilbert did not throw the ball. He guided the ball. If he throws the ball, he's got Harmon open. It might not have been a first down, but they would have been able to go for it. When he stands back, they're still going to go. I would think they may go on 4th down. Not going to bring the punt in. But watch him try to guide this ball in. He's got great protection. See how he guides it to the inside. The ball never gets there. You've got to step up and throw the football.
And this is Ryan Wagner, who has punted very well, signed with the club late, and including to Clarence Verdun, who lets it go. And they'll bring it out to the 20, but a penalty marker is tossed. Punt by Wagner, and that would be his first touchback of the season. So they will start out at the 20 with a minute 24 remaining first quarter. We'll take a break. Yes, tonight the special offense. They lead the Chargers 7-0 and starting out at their 20-yard line. George fires incomplete, intended for Rison, and a late flag tossed.
On Dwayne Harper, this is, I mean, you talk about a very late flag. They had Rison out there one by himself. They had triple formation to the right side, and they had Rison by himself on the left side. And now do they call this on Rison, offensive pass interference? Because that ball looked like Harper had a chance of intercepting it.
Pass interference, offense, number 80, 10 yards.
Harper has a chance to intercept the ball, and Rison now becomes a defensive player. On this play right, see, Harper reads it right now. He sees it. He goes in, and look at Rison goes in and pushes him away. That's a good call. It's a tough call to make, but it's a good call.
So they move it back to the 10. It's a first down and 20. Been a tough week for Andre Rison, suffering with a bout of the flu, fighting it off right throughout the week.
Just had laryngitis too, because he didn't talk to us yesterday.
That's true. Don't take it personally, Carl. And a quick pitch to Mathis. Oh, fast relief by Jeff George, stopped by Stanley Richard. And there is the 41-year-old head coach, June Jones, man who took over from Jerry Glanville. He had never been a head coach on any level. He had brought the Falcons to respectability as the offensive coordinator of the Red Gun offense, and he brought in the godfather of the run and shoot, Mouse Davis, is the offensive coordinator. And off for Hayward. He'll run well. Ironhead gets to the 30, met by Carrington.
He said a load of Carrington, Marv, with his shoulder. Now, Ironhead, he knows to look at the blocking on the right-hand side of that line again. There's excellent blocking there. But watch when Ironhead Hayward now drops his shoulder. Bam! He hits. Hello. And picks up the first down. That's being aware of where you are on the field. He was aware that he needed 2 more yards for a first down.
Craig Hayward taking over the starting job from a very unhappy Eric Pegram. And Hayward has run well. 3 seconds remaining in this first quarter now. Time runs out, so they will not get the offense, but a disciple of Mouse Davis, man behind the run and shoot. These days, I don't know whether that's good or bad. Second quarter underway, and Craig Hayward gets the call.
Well, I asked June Jones yesterday, did he ever at all consider, going to some other kind of offense and not doing the run and shoot? And that took about 40 minutes for him to answer that. He told me all the reasons why this thing is successful. And, when he said, well, it's a bad weather game. Just a classic example. He said, this thing was invented in Portland. They don't have good weather.
Right. Second and 7 at the 33. That's Sanders in motion now, lining up in the slot. And it's Craig Hayward. I mentioned that Hayward has taken over the starting job from Eric Pegram, who had a tremendous season last year. 1,185 yards, 4th in the NFL in rushing, hit by injuries earlier this year, but he certainly had a very lively week. Missed practice earlier in the week and was fine. This in protest of the fact that he does not like his role. Had that animated exchange with head coach June Jones after practice Thursday, and has expressed his unhappiness, and supposedly they had a long conversation, and as they always say, they worked it out. Of course, they say that.
It's also an excellent way to find yourself in another uniform next year.
It's a 3rd down and 2, and George is taken down by Leslie O'Neal. Leslie O'Neal makes it 7.5 sacks for the season.
Mike Kent is the guy that Leslie O'Neal beats, but Leslie O'Neal, this is Jeff George's fault. This is not the lineman's fault. On the right-hand side of your screen, there's Mike Kent. He's out there. Leslie O'Neal, look at how much time he held on the ball, should have thrown it.
And the Chargers leading the NFL in sacks now with 27. However, a illegal procedure penalty has been called.
Start prior to the snap, number 46, 5 yards, still 4th down.
So it is still a 4th down and a punting situation. Leslie O'Neal, 4-time Pro Bowl player, 12 sacks last year, now 7.5 this season. Harold Alexander, who has been having his difficulties as of late, back to punt from the 13. I would say he is in a slump. Darian Gordon is back. Oh, beauty. Alexander booming it. And back comes Gordon. And he is well covered. Led by Charles Washington, a 61-yard punt. Coach of the Chargers certainly knows this area well. One-time head coach at Georgia Tech, where he won the national championship in 1990. Bobby Ross, very popular figure in this area. Georgia Tech going through some rough times as of late. Blasted yesterday by Florida State, 41-10. Atron Means, again refusing to go down. The free safety, Kevin Ross, spinning him around. and finally got it to the turf. Vinnie Clark also in on the tackle.
I'm going to tell you what they're trying to do, and the Falcons are making it work, Marv, is they're making it so Natron Means cannot cut back. Watch this. He has to move along the line of scrimmage. He's looking to cut back. As he's moving along, he's not as effective. Now, Ross comes in and makes the play because he doesn't have that power, that surge upfield. So they're taking away all those cutback lanes.
A second down and 10 from the 19. And it is completed. Alfred Papunu on the reception, stopped by Kevin Ross, and that is good for 15. Set for an update. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Marv, at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, the Colts have grabbed the lead on the Dolphins. Don Majkowski, the quarterback sneak from a yard out. It was a 3-0 Miami lead. It's now a 7-3 Indianapolis lead in the second, Marv.
All right, Greg, the Indianapolis Colts coming off the victory over the New York Jets last week. Despite coughing it up on a number of occasions, Taylor gave it right back. The swing for Means. And again, the Falcons able to handle Natron Means, the free safety. Kevin Ross, free agent by way of the Kansas City Chiefs, two-time Pro Bowl player, was right there to greet Means.
Kevin Ross is saying, you know, we got to get somebody else on this guy, or give me some help. But he's made two great plays, Kevin Ross has, on Natron Means.
We were talking with Natron last night. He said as a kid he loved watching Walter Payton, Earl Campbell, admiring their styles. Natron Means off to a terrific start, but quiet thus far.
Chris Dolman to the quarterback, and he's in there right now. Back to you guys.
All right, John. Chris Dolman has had a disappointing season with the Atlanta Falcons. Means got the call again on the second down and 9. 4 minutes have gone by. Second quarter. And a 7-0 Atlanta lead. Chris Dolman acquired from the Minnesota Vikings for a first-round draft pick and an exchange of second rounders, and Paul, to this point, it has not worked out here in Atlanta.
No, it hasn't. With Minnesota, he was a tremendous pass rusher. They're in that kind of a situation, but I think this still could be a running down toward San Diego.
It's a 3rd and 2. Oh, Means hit back behind the line by the hammer. Jesse Tuggle was right there.
Boy, Jesse Tuggle was on a blitz, and no one blocked. Papunu didn't block. I think he's the guy that was in front. But Jesse Tuggle, number 58, he's up at... I'm trying to get this guy up, but this thing isn't working again. That may it is. Jesse Tuggle, number 58, you're going to watch him fire into the hole. Here he comes up in, makes a play. Goes right by the blocker, makes a tackle. Outstanding.
8 carries, 31 yards for Means. It's been quiet. He just did get it off. And Verdun takes the punt. Penalty flags come flying. Good coverage by the Chargers, who have been lacking in that area. In fact, Bobby Ross telling us last night that he would make some adjustments. And he has, and he had to be pleased with the coverage of Verdun on that Brian Wagner punt. Penalty being called on the Falcons.
Illegal block on the return, number 46. Half a distance to the goal. First down.
That is Charles Washington. Called on the illegal block. Timeout taken with 9:41 remaining second quarter. The Olympic Stadium. From the 7-yard line, Jeff George starting out the sideline to Ricky Sanders. Up at the 10, met by the Sheriff free safety Stanley Richard. You know, San Diego faced the run and shoot twice in preseason, lost both times, once to the Atlanta Falcons, the other loss to the Houston Oilers. Tough to make a judgment out of what takes place in preseason, but they fear the run and shoot. We were talking about that yesterday with Stanley Richard, but the feeling now is that the revamped secondary has come a long way since preseason.
And they're learning it. And the more experience the players have, the easier it is for them to learn it.
2nd and 7, the jump pass connecting with Craig Hayward, and he rips off a first
jump up and get the ball over Chris Mims, number 94, and that's what happened. Hayward, when he's coming right in your face, see Mims right here? Watch this. He has to jump up over top of Mims. Nice catch by Hayward, and then the blocking downfield. Sadowski, number 72, downfield. I'll say the right side of this offensive line for Atlanta is doing a terrific job.
Craig Hayward off to a superb start running and also catching his second pass. Jeff George playing very well under control here in the first half, running the offense in precise fashion, although not able to connect with Ricky Sanders, covered by Darian Gordon. And it brings up a 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line. Jeff George has tailed off recently after the fast start, although the numbers the last 4 games are impressive, but Atlanta not able to put the points on the board. This is a team that was 4-2 and then lost 2 straight after winning 3 in a row. Jeff George, after the fast start, slowing down. He's been intercepted 9 times the last 6 weeks. Apparently a problem with the play clock, was pointed out by George.
Either that or he wants a jump ball.
That jump pass out of the pages of the one-time Viking quarterback Joe Kapp.
Why isn't every stadium we've been to, they have problems with clocks?
Yes, we've seen it a few times.
What you're doing?
You're running something electrically that is setting it off. George off a roll, connects with Sanders, but short of the first down. Richard and Gordon combined to make the tackle. That's the 4th catch for Ricky Sanders. To this point, Andre Rison has not come up with a reception.
Here, if there's one knock about the run and shoot, this is where the knock comes in. You're in a short yardage situation. You really don't have tight ends to block. You've got the big guy, Ironhead Hayward, in the back. Now the question is, do you throw the ball or do you get the ball to him? Because your offensive linemen, remember one thing about the offensive linemen to run and shoot, mostly all they do is screen blocking. They block in an area, but they don't really have people to block. 3rd and 2 from the 31. You throw.
Oh, nice catch by Hayward. He one-handed and has a first down. Tripped up by the nickelback, Sean Van Horst.
See, here you are, Marv. You're in 3rd in short yardage, and you end up throwing the football, but you do throw it to the fullback. And you're absolutely right. This catch, Junior Seau is in the face of Jeff George. Look at this one-handed catch, total concentration, picks up the first down. Throwing the guys away. He threw away Van Horst just with one hand. Excuse me, get out of my way.
We had a look at Craig Hayward at the end of last season as a member of the Chicago Bears, where things did not work out very well. You know, one point he was up to like 330 pounds. He's now a svelte 265. Fumble recovered by George.
Well, I'll tell you, I was out the other night, Friday night. My wife and I was having dinner at the table next to us.
Is this a long story, Paul?
No, it's over. I reached over for a piece of bread and almost lost my arm. He still eats pretty good.
Little scouting report. Mike Ken, who came in with back problems, we're told has taken himself out, so apparently still having the problems, and Lincoln Kennedy has replaced Mike Ken at left tackle. It's a 2nd down and 11. Lincoln Kennedy, 2nd-year player from Washington. George in trouble. Able to hang in and throw it away. Andre Rison was somewhere in the area. We're down to 6:06 to go in this first half. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, the Atlanta Falcons, able to score on a long opening drive, starting from their 9. 13 plays, 91 yards, consuming 7 minutes and 15 seconds, capped off by a George touchdown pass to Terrence Mathis, and that's been it. Atlanta 7, San Diego nothing. Chargers going with Gail Gilbert, the one-time Buffalo Bill, one-time Seattle Seahawk, as the quarterback for the injured Stan Humphries. 3rd and 11, and penalty flags come flying.
Lincoln Kennedy moved early.
Full start prior to the snap, number 66, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Lincoln Kennedy, a native of San Diego, California. First-round draft pick last year. He was the 9th selection overall.
Well, you got to pay attention, and it's not in an area where it's noisy, because it's not noisy here. I mean, he's just trying to get the jump on Leslie O'Neal, number 91. Another really deep throw.
This is Lincoln Kennedy's only his second game at left tackle. Third down and 16. Hayward trying to spin, hit for a loss. And the Falcons hear it from the crowd. Leslie O'Neal with the reps on Craig Hayward.
You know, and I don't understand. I don't understand the blocking on this play. I'm really. Leslie O'Neal's not even blocked. Lincoln Kennedy goes like it's a draw play. He goes upfield to get a linebacker. Nobody touches Leslie O'Neal. It's incredible.
So Harold Alexander punted for 61 yards in his first attempt. Line drives it to Darian Gordon. Fair catch, taking a 37-yard punt. And the Chargers will go back to the offense. Of these. The enemy has come on as San Diego starts this series, trailing the Falcons 7-0. Gilbert able to avoid the pressure and is able to hook up with the enemy, met by Matthews. Eric Bieniemy comes off a strong game last week against Seattle, 47 yards on 12 carries. Atlanta has done a nice job to this point on Natron Means, so Eric Bieniemy will check in and he'll take a crack at it. Atlanta 146 total yards, San Diego 77. On look by Gilbert, and is able to complete to Sean Jefferson. First down, covered by Vinnie Clark, and that's good for 15 yards.
Well, this time the offensive line, you talk, Jefferson is limping off the field, but you talk about time to throw the football. Gail Gilbert has enough time to look all over the field. Watch this. He's looking to his left. He waits. Here he sees Jefferson. Hi, how are you? Isn't that nice? You're wide open. So he hits him on this side. I mean, when you have that much time, you credit all that to the offensive line. And I think he has his ankle bent underneath him. But here's Jefferson there. The hit is made by Clark, and there's his ankle bent underneath. Ow. Ow.
Sean Jefferson, originally drafted by the Oilers on the 9th round out of Central Florida. As they check him out, we'll step away. Buffalo Bills head coach Mark Levy. First down at the 45 for Gail Gilbert. And the Chargers, penalty flags are thrown as Gilbert takes a pop, and a late hit on Gilbert by Ron George, and that will cost.
Ron George, get out of there, or else you're going to get another flag thrown in your face. You hit the guy when the whistle blows. You can't hit the guy when the whistle blows.
Ron George playing with a dislocated thumb.
False start on the offense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 50, stopping the quarterback, 15 yards. 5-yard penalty is ignored, 15 yards, first down.
All right, we're going to take another look and listen. You'll hear the whistle and you'll hear the impact.
But see, there's no question he hits after the whistle, but the thing about it is it's the blow to the head. He hits him with a forearm in his head. That's what they called, and it's a right call. So don't be upset. You did it. You hit him.
6th penalty called on the Falcons. For 50 yards, San Diego assessed only twice. We're coming up on 4 minutes to go in the half. Chargers not able to get it going offensively. They're down 7-0. First down, though, at the Atlanta 30-yard line. And it's Bieniemy stopped in his tracks by the 38-year-old Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews saying at this stage of his career, it is not realistic to plan a year or two ahead. He says he just tries to make it through each week in his 17th NFL season.
You know, he's one of those guys. We ask him, you know, when are you going to retire? They're going to rip it off us. You're going to have to to rip the jersey off the guy, and he can still play. It's not like he's just taking up space. He's playing.
Second and 12 from the 32. Mathis tried to adjust. I should say Martin tried to adjust to that pass, try to come back, but could not. Vinnie Clark, Kevin Ross buying the coverage, and Gilbert is now 7 of 9 for 60 yards. We mentioned earlier this is Gail Gilbert's first start since back in 1986 as a member of the Seahawks. Has to be one of the longest droughts between starts in the history of the NFL. Checking it out, Paul, discounting the 1987 strike. Another quarterback, Vince Evans, went 10 years between starts, from 83 with the Chicago Bears to last year with the Los Angeles Raiders. Third and 12. Intended receiver Ronnie Harmon, but he would have had no room to operate.
You want to know how smart Ronnie Harmon is? Ronnie Harmon knows if he catches this ball, it's about a 4-yard loss. So he lets it go and not take him out of field goal range. Watch him pull his arms away. People will boo. They were holding it. What are you doing? Watch this. He lets it go. I don't want it. No. That is really a heads-up play by Ronnie Harmon.
And it brings up a 49-yard field goal attempt for the red-hot John Carney. 22 of 23 this season. 18 straight. And as you saw, he holds the NFL record of 29 in a row. His one miss this year was from 48 yards out. And now they have officially called it a 50-yard field goal attempt. The Chargers calling for a timeout with 3:11 remaining in this first half, and San Diego trailing Atlanta 7-0. Well, tonight, get ready for the adventure of a lifetime on the special 2-hour series premiere of Earth.
Gail Gilbert as the holder. What do you think? Fake?
Well, it's a 4th down and 12 at the 32. In the realm of possibility, Paul.
Got all 11 men right up on the line of scrimmage at Lanning.
He's gunning for it from 50. Carney connects. Make it 19 in a row.
This thing might have made it from 60.
Whoa.
I mean, he hit it.
The Falcons now leading the Chargers 7-3.
Well, I mean, he just really lays into this. Carney's kick here. Watch this ball. I mean, that thing, all you had to worry about is being on line. Look at the distance on this ball. I guarantee you that would have been 60 if he had to.
John Carney in his 5th season out of Notre Dame leads the NFL in scoring now with 87 points, and he will kick it off. His kickoffs also have been exceptional. Verdun and Pegram will be the deep men. So the San Diego Chargers now trailing 7-3. Chargers come in at 7-up and 1 down. Their best start since 1961 when they began at 11-0. Chargers first year. San Diego. John Carney also moving quickly in terms of most points in his career in the history of the San Diego franchise.
Lance Allworth didn't score some touchdowns.
And Carney pounds the kickoff. Here comes Verdun. Clarence Verdun. Knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line by Steve Hendrickson. Steve Hendrickson, a special teams standout.
Plays linebacker. He plays running back or H-back. And this is what he loves to do more than anything else. Play special teams. Let's get Verdun in my sights. Line this little baby up. Zero in. Now drill him.
Clarence Verdun, Paul, in the right city. This is the headquarters, as you know, for CNN, and that has been his nickname over the years, CNN, because they say he talks 24 hours a day.
He really does.
coming into the action for the first time.
They have a legal man downfield. They have the offensive line is so far downfield on this play. The two officials read it. They pointed the wrong way first, Dale. You got to go the other way.
Number 66 of the offense, illegally downfield. Still first down.
That's Lincoln Kennedy called on the penalty. We mentioned Mike Ken, the left tackle, was forced to leave because of a back problem. For more on that, let's go to the field for John Dockery. John?
Marv, the situation with Mike Ken is this. He left the field under his own power, obviously, voluntarily. What he said was that he's tired, he's had that lower back problem, that he can come back if he feels better, but it's completely up to Mike Ken. The way Kennedy's playing, Ken might be back, but right now, that's the word. He can come back, but he isn't going to be back at the moment.
All right, John, Mike Ken sat out the game 2 weeks ago against the Raiders, and you saw the motion. Looked like Jeff George was faked out awaiting the snap.
Jeff George, Lincoln Kennedy, and on the top side, Whitfield.
Prior to the snap, number 72 for the offense. 5 yards, still first down.
And Zandowski. I mean, they had a whole bunch of guys. Everybody's moving all over the place. What? Look at the end of look at this side of see Lincoln Kennedy. George goes back. They don't center the ball on time. I think, Lincoln Kennedy, and don't blame all these guys. I think George, the center, is the guy that you should call. He didn't center the ball because the quarterback should know what the snap is on, don't you think?
8th penalty called on Atlanta. San Diego with only 2. We're approaching 2 minutes remaining in the half. And George throws to the other side. Terrence Mathis, well short of a first down. Pick up of 4 yards on the play. 4th catch by Mathis. Van Horst on the tackle. And it's a 2nd down and 15. Again, a flag is thrown.
Well, and you got the 2-minute warning now, so they're not going to get this play off.
Prior to the snap, number 66 to the offense, 5 yards.
Wow, it's Lincoln Kennedy again.
Well, if I were the coach, the offensive line coach, I'd go over and start working on Ken's back. Get him in there.
Well, 2 minutes to go in this first half. Atlanta up 7-3. Town where it did not work out. Atlanta originally had the rights to Jeff, and then made the trade involving Chris Hinton, Andre Rison, inside handoff, Eric Pegram.
Talking to Jeff George, Barb, yesterday when he said, what about this trade to Atlanta? He said, when this thing happened, I sold everything, and I was here.
Another timeout is called with 1:50 remaining. First half. In the first quarter, but neither club able to generate much offense. 1:50 to go in the half. And a 3rd and 13 for Atlanta. George facing the pressure. Going incomplete. Junior Seau right there.
Well, they're relentless. And the one thing about Junior Seau, he does not quit. I mean, it's a continuous motion with him. Once he knows where he's headed, and that's towards the quarterback, watch this. He's there. He's in his face. Lets him, not letting him throw. Throw gets away. But Seau was there.
Junior Seau having another splendid season. The punt by Harold Alexander for Darian Gordon. Just does well to hang on to it at the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt by Alexander, so San Diego gets it back. And with 1:37 remaining in the half, they will start out at the 40.
Now, yesterday, we had a chance to talk to Clay Matthews about, and I just mentioned Junior Seau and what he thought of him. And Marv, he said he's got all of the tools. He's got great speed. He's got the weight to go with it. The brains to go with it. But the other thing about him, he says he never, ever quits on a play. And he just loves the game.
First down from the 40. The screen for Ronnie Harmon. And he battles his way up to the 47, met by Darnell Walker. The report on Chargers wide receiver Sean Jefferson, who went down in the previous series. He is back in the locker room. They will x-ray his ankle. Chargers in the hurry-up. 2nd and 3. And Gilbert's pass could not be handled. by Harmon.
You know, Gilbert is in a situation where like the screen took so long to develop. They only have one timeout left, the Chargers. But Gilbert's in a situation right now where he's really not sure of where he's throwing the ball. He's waiting for receivers to get open. That time he waited on Harmon. You've got to throw to a spot. You've got to know exactly when these guys are breaking, and that's due to the fact that he hasn't played.
Long-time backup with Buffalo, spent 5 years with the Bills, 3 with the Seahawks. The last time he was on this field in uniform, it was last year's Super Bowl as a member of the Buffalo Bills, but obviously did not play. Runs into the sidelines. Nice pass. No, he's out of bounds. The catch by Martin, but he was out of bounds, being covered by the left corner, Vinnie Clark.
Question is, was he out of bounds or did he not have control of the football? Now here's Martin going downfield. He is covered by Clark, but watch this. Bang. Boy, that is so fast there. Now watch his feet. One. And the referee is standing there looking at his right foot, the toe. It's on the line.
And you know, it was Tony Martin last week involved in a controversial call that upset Bobby Ross and Bobby Becker. Dan let it bounce. And it is down inside the 20-yard line. That'll go as a 36-yard punt for Brian Wagner. Last week, an apparent touchdown called back on an official's call, that ruling that Martin did not get the feet in bounds. And Bobby Ross was very upset. Bobby telling us last night that last week against Seattle, San Diego was still getting over that first loss to the Denver Broncos, and offensively very tentative in the early going. They were too cautious. Well, with the new quarterback, Gail Gilbert, they have been very cautious here in the first half. So Atlanta starting out with the pass to Ricky Sanders up at the 24-yard line. We're down to 42 seconds to go in this first half.
Down on the bench is Andre Rison, and you're talking about the hurry-up offense, and Andre Rison is not in the football game.
Well, he has been bothered by the flu right throughout the week. Whether that is a factor remains to be seen. Oh, a sensational interception. And a flag is thrown at the same time. Dwayne Harper leaping in front of Leonard Harris, the intended receiver, and they are discussing the penalty.
They're going to call, if they call pass interference on Harper, he goes through the body to the ball. Remember, he has as much right to that football as the receiver has. Yeah, I'd take a deep breath on this baby, too. Okay, what do you got, guys? Hey, you guys get out. See, they only should talk to the guy that throws the flag. Anybody else has something to say, well, I read it different. I think you're blind. I don't care. What do you think?
There is no foul on the play. The clean interception. First down.
Boy, I tell you, Harper, you're right, Mark, when you said it's a great interception, because he just goes up over the top. Now, George is upset about it. But when you take a look at George, he said, hey, you better get out of the official's face, or they're going to throw you out of the ball game. Jeff George is really upset because you're saying that the receiver, the defensive back Harper went through the receiver. Now, remember one thing. When that ball is in the air, everybody has the right to the ball. Jeff George is about to get himself thrown out of the ball game, and his teammates, look at, he just got away from the coach. I mean, this is not a happy camper.
Clarence Herdan trying to settle him down. You could read lips. George said, leave me alone. Stay away from me. We'll get another look at that play in a moment as the Chargers take over on the interception at the Atlanta 33 with 22 seconds to go in the half. And Gilbert is taken down by Junkie Gethers. Now another look at that interception by Dwayne Harper.
All right, just remember one thing, folks. He has a chance now to go over Harris. See, he goes over top of him. That is legal. That is an excellent play. What I don't understand is because of the, they blew the whistles and everything, but Jeff George gets in the middle of this thing, but that ball should have been downfield because it looks like the only thing Jeff George is smart enough to do is not touch any of the officials when he's going through all this tirade.
Well, the Chargers, with 18 seconds remaining in the half, need about 8-10 yards to move closer to John Carney range. He hit a 50 just moments ago.
Well, here it is. Take a look at it now. Goes over the top. Doesn't hit. He's going over the top for the ball. You're allowed to do that.
And Jeff George still upset.
Well, his teammates are trying to say, look, you know, you get close to, they had enough trouble in games. Remember what happened down here with Deion Sanders and Rison. They didn't throw those two guys out of the game. They were standing toe-to-toe in a fist fight. They caught an awful lot of heat, they, the officials, because of that call alone. And now here, they're not going to let players get out of hand anymore. We saw last week, Donald Evans getting thrown out of the ball game.
Donald Evans of the Jets making contact with the referee, Bernie Kukar. And now Gilbert going long. He has Harmon wide open. Harmon inside the 15, and the Chargers,
They don't have any timeouts.
no timeouts remaining, and time is running out. They're trying to line up, and it's too late. So 27-yard pass for Harmon, and they could not get off another play. And it looks like Kevin Ross is shaken up. Kevin Ross down at the 2-yard line. There's Kevin Ross. But that's the end of the first half with the Falcons leading the Chargers 7-3. An explosive ending to the first half off the disputed interception. Time statistics. Falcons 119 yards in the air. Jeff George 14 of 20 overall. Gail Gilbert not able to get anything going. Kickoff return. Let's check in with John Docker.
Thank you, Marv. Are you sure Paul McGuire wasn't in the locker room with Bobby Ross? Because I caught Bobby on the way out from there. I said, well, what about the first half? How'd it go? He said, we were terrible. Our running game was horrendous. We didn't handle the pressure at all. I said, well, what about your quarterback? He said, well, we're going with Gilbert for now. As though to say, if they needed Humphreys, they would bring him in. I'll tell you what June Jones said after this play.
All right, the San Diego Chargers starting out at the 22-yard line. Gail Gilbert for the injured Stan Humphreys. And it's been and they certainly hope to get him involved. Picked up the first down. Stopped by Vinnie Clark. Let's go back to John Docker.
And Marv, that will bring a smile to Bobby Ross's face. That's what he said. We got to handle the pressure and get the running game going. June Jones, interesting, I said to him, the most significant thing about the first half here, he said, Mike Ken. I said, Mike Ken? Yeah. The loss of him. I said, well, what's the problem? You know, he's 38 years old. He's been losing weight. He's not real strong. Took himself out. But June Jones said, well, I'll talk to him at halftime. See what if we can get him back.
Bothered by the injured back. Again, Means able to accelerate. Appears to be running with a purpose as we open up in the second half. Roger Harper made the stop on Means, who ran for only 31 yards in the first half.
When you take a look at that offensive line, they're just burying people. People are on the ground, the defensive people. And it means getting a nice shot there. But he is running very well now in the first two plays. This is the guy that's got to carry the load.
4 straight 100-yard games for Means. Second down and 1. And it's Means again. Has a first down, but it looks like a penalty flag has been thrown at the far side of the field.
Offside Atlanta. They'll take the penalty. Means didn't get 5 yards, but he did get the first down.
Referee is Dal Hamer.
Offside, defense, number 67, 5 yards.
Right defensive tackle, Mo Gardner, called on the penalty. How about this, Paul? San Diego coming in as the 3rd highest scoring team in the National Football League, and all they have to show for it here in the early moments of the third quarter is a field goal. That's been at a 50-yard field goal by Carney. First down at the 49-yard line. not hold on.
Oh, I mean, this ball hits Kevin Ross right in the numbers. Look at here. Watch this. Boing. Up in the air. And Papunu has no chance whatsoever. Ross has got touchdown. Here it is. He plays it perfectly. Look at this. I mean, you can't hit him better. It was a nice pass by Gilbert for Ross. Bad one for Papunu.
It'll be a 2nd and 10 after 49. We're just getting started in the 3rd quarter. Natron Means followed up at midfield. Chuck Smith, the left defensive end, and Mel Agee combining to make the stop. And it'll be a 3rd down and 9. Well, you can see the Chargers compassionately have relieved Stan Humphries of signaling in the plays because of that dislocated left elbow. He was struggling with that, and the 3rd-string quarterback, Jeff Brom, the rookie from Louisville, is now handling the show.
Gail Gilbert was only getting half the signal. That's why the offense wasn't running very well. That's right.
3rd down. Gilbert is face down by the face mask.
I mean, this is a 15-yarder because Gail Gilbert is turned completely around and then thrown on the ground. And the officials are right there. There's no question about this. This is no 5-yarder, this baby.
And had words with Chris Dolman.
They almost ripped his face off. Gail Gilbert, when you see the guy snap all the way around, watch Gilbert now. When he goes inside, right here, they have got him. That's Chris Dolman, has him by the face mask and turns him completely around. That's a 15-yarder. That's not 5. You'll see Chris Dolman's left arm come inside right there and grab the face. Look at this. I mean, that's...
And Gail Gilbert with some words for Chris Dolman.
Gail said, I'm only trying to make a living, pal. My first start. You want to rip my face off.
11th penalty for the Falcons.
And it was a 15-yarder, Mark.
Chargers 1st down at the Falcon 41. Papunu in motion. Means is stopped. Short pickup, Holt and Geathers on the tackle of Natron Means.
Again, when they don't allow Natron Means to do any kind of cutting back, because, you know, we were talking yesterday to Clay Matthews. He said, this guy does some things, as big as he is, he's got such great feet to cut back, the quickness of his feet. And he said, if we could shut him off and just force him to go into one lane, then we have a pretty good chance of bringing him down.
2nd down and 9. And it is completed for a 1st down. And was the play whistle dead?
Tony Martin was already down when they pulled the ball out. You know, this is, don't boo, folks, he was already down. See, the thing about this play here, though, is when Gail Gilbert threw the ball, Martin hadn't even made the turn yet. So he threw the ball to a spot. Then Martin turns around, the ball is there. This is what comes with timing. When Gail Gilbert throws this ball, you can see right there, Martin hasn't even turned. Now he turns, the ball is in the air, he's down. Now they pull the ball out. Don't boo that. Watch this here. When he makes his turn, that ball's already on its way there. That's a perfect pass.
And it's good for 15. Martin's first catch of the day. Here Means trying to follow his blockers. But he's swallowed up by a group of Atlanta Falcons led by Pierce Holt, Jesse Tuggle.
See, I don't think you need to, with a guy like Natron Means, you don't need to run him into the sideline, because now you limit what he can do. If you're going to run him, you want to run him from tackle to tackle and then let him make his cuts, because they've got that big offensive line. They're playing up against an undersized defensive line, Mark, and this guy is very strong.
Looking for Tony Martin. Covered by D.J. Johnson. D.J. Johnson, free agent from Pittsburgh, a very physical cornerback, making the shift from left corner to right corner in his 6th year out of Kentucky.
Well, we talked to DJ. I'll tell you, he really is a funny guy, because he learned from Rod Woodson up at Pittsburgh. And he said, you know, I have to talk to the younger guys, because sometimes they'll make a bad play and they lose their mind. They try to make things happen. He says, don't worry about it. He always refers that time, Say has all the time in the world to come underneath. Gail Gilbert has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and they complete the ball, and they get the ball down at the 6-yard line. Watch in the middle of the field, folks. You see Say coming underneath. There's really no one around him. He has enough time to catch the ball, make the turn, and pick up the yardage. But it all starts with the offensive line blocking.
Picked up 19. And it brings up a 1st and goal at the 6. Best looking drive of the day, helped by that 15-yard penalty. Here's Means bouncing off tacklers. Scott Case finally brought him down.
Now here's the difference what I was talking about with Means, Marv. Take a look what they're doing. Tackle a tackle. When Means comes into this hole, anywhere along here now, he sees a hole to the outside. All right, now I can break it outside. So I have room to go somewhere. They don't pin me into the sidelines. Let him run from tackle to tackle. He'll get it in the end zone.
2nd and goal. Just outside the 2. Tuggle also involved with the stop.
I'm going to tell you what. When there is no running room, here comes Natron Means inside. Watch Mo Gardner right there, and then Tuggle finishes him off. But Mo Gardner's the man that really makes the play. He is right in the hole. Here they come. They're blocking. Henderson goes up in the hole. But look at Mo Gardner gets off of his man. Tuggle's there with him. There's just no place to go.
It's a 3rd and goal inside the 5. Completed to Papuno for the touchdown, and a penalty marker is thrown. Looked like Natron Means went limping to the sideline after he was stopped a moment ago. The penalty is called against San Diego, so they'll bring it back.
Pass interference, number 87 of the offense, blocking downfield, 10 yards, still 3rd down.
That's the tight end, Dwayne Young, called on the interference.
Cannot block when the ball has not been thrown or the ball is in the air. And Dale Hamer has been on camera more than you.
Yes.
Young, number 87, is the man they're going to call it on. They get him for blocking downfield. Now here's Young here. See this? He's making a block downfield. The ball is in the air. It's an excellent call. Puno gets the call, gets the catch, and he gets it in the end zone. But Young is blocking.
Sets it back to a 3rd and goal at the 15. The swing pass. Tony Martin stopped by Kevin Ross.
You know, there's a time when you play too safe. And this is the time that I'm looking at. Poor clock management at the end of the half. And here, take a look at this play here. This play here doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. That's how bad the play is. And Ross, the experienced player that he is, was right there.
So John Carney, who hit from 50 in the 2nd quarter, will attempt from 32. Gilbert will hold. Carney has connected on 19 straight.
20.
So Carney again. And it cuts it to a 1-point Atlanta lead.
This is one long game.
They even ran out of food.
7:13 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire from Atlanta. John Carney a moment ago hit from 32 yards away. So again, the John Carney show is developing. He's accounted for all 6 San Diego points. Chargers trailing 7-6. And it's clearance for that on the return. Clarence Burdan finding the opening.
Oh, they're going to throw a flag. They throw it. Jude Jones has absolutely gone crazy.
A 56-yard return by Burdan, thanks to some terrific blocking.
Oh, the fine. Now, when they get downfield, watch for Dan. Number 37, Harrison, drills him. They get the flag. But what happened was that June Jones didn't see the flag coming in the middle of the field. He was crazy.
Well, last week, Chargers suffered a couple of breakdowns in their kick return coverage. And you just saw one right here. So George swings it out. Terrence Mathis goes for 16, stopped by Chris Mims.
There's another screen pass. Watch this. He comes back. He just sits in there. It's a screen. And he'll pick up the offensive lineman. Here they come out. Another block board. But watch this move here. Right now. Turn. Pick up another 5. That is absolutely beautiful. And Carrington is just standing there.
Fifth catch for Mathis for 48 yards. And a touchdown. And a first down just outside the 10. Andre Rison, who has not seen much activity, is back in there. But it's to the ground. Eric Pegram refusing to go down. On the subject of Andre Rison, we were speculating perhaps the flu. We were talking here at halftime, perhaps a disagreement on the sidelines. For more on that, let's go to John Dockery.
Thank you, Marv. Here's what happened with Andre Rison while he was yanked before the half. He was in the face of receiver coach Milt Jackson, went over to him and said, "Hey," Rison said to Jackson, "I'm not a decoy." And he was all over Jackson. Jackson said, "Yeah, you're right. You are not a decoy. Sit down here on the bench." And that's what happened. Rison's back in there now, though.
All right, John. Yes, Andre was not seeing the ball in the early going. Had only 2 catches in Atlanta's last game 2 weeks ago. And the reason for that, he sat out the entire first quarter. June Jones sat him down after he missed the team bus. And you can see how things have changed the last 6 games. Andre Rison got off to the fast start. And his next catch today will be his first.
The officials got drilled on the sidelines. He's going to go over and stand next to Mike Ken.
It's Bill Quinby, the back judge.
Well, he's going to get drilled number 58. Watch this. Well, let me telestrator. He really just got bumped. He would. I mean, the guy in that Foreman fight was down harder than that.
The guy in the Foreman fight?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know who he's playing.
Anybody in particular?
Was that him?
Yeah. 2nd and 6. Just outside the 6. Mathis in motion. And the draw for Pegram. Able to change direction and is ripped down inside the 5 by the free safety, Stanley Richard.
And you know, you were mentioning Andre Rison. Well, he just came back in and didn't pick on a little guy. He went after Leslie O'Neal on the block. Now, Pegram is down. They threw him into the turf, but Andre Rison downfield. And then he comes back in and helps out. Here comes, on the left of your screen, there's Leslie O'Neal. Watch this. Here's Rison. Nice shoulder block. Good block. Of course, Pegram, they threw him into the ground with Stanley Richard.
Pegram has been suffering with a rib injury, and he is hurt. We'll take a break.
It's 1954 at the University of Milan, and a young man gets a C in mathematics, which causes him to lose his scholarship and take up sidewalk drawing, which spawns a worldwide movement in art that inspires a burgeoning painter, which leads to the opening at the museum that caused the traffic jam that's making you late for work. With all that can go wrong in your day, isn't it nice to know you can depend on your Honda Civic?
It still bugs me that I waited to try Old Spice High Endurance just because I thought all deodorants worked the same. Dumb. This proves it's the best. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Take the High Endurance Challenge from Old Spice. I did.
Order the big size fries and drink from some value menus, and you'll also get a surprise. Not at Wendy's. Our Biggie fries are big. You can't get bigger for 99 cents. And to finish a Biggie drink, you'll probably have to take it with you.
Our super value menu, it's everything you expect from Wendy's.
Hello?
Hi, Jan from the paper calling to confirm your fax.
Go ahead.
The ad reads, for sale, fax machine, answering machine, speakerphone.
Introducing the compact Presario.
With fax machine, message center, speakerphone, and CD-ROM drive built in, it's one business tool that could replace a lot of others.
Going out of business, huh?
Actually, I'm just getting started.
Coming up next, the Patriots collide with the Browns. The Bills take on the Jets. The Broncos battle the Rams, or the Bengals face the Seahawks. Next on NBC.
Watch Stanley Richard. You want to see a great play, number 24. Watch, he's 4 yards in the end zone. Watch who makes the play at the 4-yard line. Here he comes. He leaves his man and tackles Pegram. That's hustle.
It's a 3rd and goal from about the 4. Quick strike by George, incomplete. Intended for Mathis, covered by Sayal.
Kick a field goal. That'll put you up by 4. That means they have to score a touchdown to beat you.
So with a 4th down and 4 from just outside the 4, this will be a 22-yard attempt by Norm Johnson, his first attempt of the day. He's 8 for 12 for the season. Norm Johnson, 13-year veteran out of UCLA. And he pops it through. So the Atlanta Falcons lead the San Diego Chargers 10-6 with 5:11 to go in the 3rd.
All over the world, when people are late,
And motivation comes in many packages. For the Falcon family, a loss this week, their beloved equipment manager, Whitey Zimmerman, who has been with the team since the beginning, since 1966. He died on Thursday night of a fatal heart attack. The funeral was on Saturday, and it was like a team reunion. And you see the decals on the helmets of the players here for the Falcons as they dedicate this game to their beloved Whitey Zimmerman. Marv?
All right, John. Yes, Whitey, a very popular figure over the years. The only equipment manager in the history of the franchise. Andre Coleman taking a hard hit on the kick return. Charles Washington was right there. Premier of Earth 2. Sean Jefferson went down earlier with a sprained ankle. He's back on the sideline and is available. We're told that Eric Pegram of Atlanta aggravated a groin injury. He's stretching on the sideline, and the decision will be made as to whether he can return. Here is Gilbert on 1st down. And he picks up the 1st down. Combining with Tony Martin, covered by Vinnie Clark.
Vinnie Clark doesn't think he catches the ball. Vinnie Clark's going to have to go to referee school. Here it comes. To the outside. Well, this pass is a beautiful pass thrown. And that's a very good catch. That is a very good catch. It looks like he bobbles the ball, but he does. Look at this back on both knees. He's inbounds and makes the catch. That's nice.
3rd catch of the day for Martin, and a 1st down for the Chargers from their 39-yard line. Natron Means posted up. Vinnie Clark going for the loose ball, but apparently it went out of bounds.
You know, I always tell you we're watching a game, we're doing a game.
Prior to the runner going out of bounds, the fumbled ball belongs to San Diego.
And I think it is Vinnie Clark, 27. Here comes Means. Watch this. And all you really have to do, here's the ball on the field. Dive on the football. That's DJ Johnson is the guy that's trying to pick the ball up. But if you just dive on it, Clark makes the tackle. Dive on the ball.
Clark
never had control.
Clark with the strip. And on a 2nd and 6, Gilbert goes incomplete. Intended for Papunu.
DJ Johnson, I mean, you know better. Here's the ball there. You're trying to score, make some things happen, but you've got to fall on the football. If you don't have control of it, and then when you do get control, you're already out of bounds. It's an excellent call. Out of bounds.
It's a 3rd down and 7 at the 43. We come up on 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Virginia. In his third season, a guy with terrific speed had it and could not maintain control.
I don't know if his left foot would have been in bounds had he caught it, but D.J. Johnson is down on the ground. From this angle here, even if he catches it there, I think his left foot was out of bounds. Here comes the ball inside, but watch his left foot. He bobbles it, his left foot. It's hard to see from that angle, but it looked like he might have been out of bounds. Here it is here. Watch his left foot. Johnny Barnes, if he catches the ball there, his left foot, it's hard to tell. It looked like it was way out of bounds. The official was there anyway. But D.J. Johnson is down, and still down, about the 20-yard line.
Punting unit checks in for the Chargers. Looking down the road, Paul, when you take a look at the wide receiving core of the San Diego Chargers, that is the weakness as they look to build this team and not only make a move in the playoffs, but improve their chances looking ahead to next season. A lot of other excellent elements, but that's an area where they know they have to improve.
They certainly do. But you look at that pass play, that was a perfect pass.
Fourth punt for Brian Wagner. And Verdun lets it bounce. So a 39-yard punt for Wagner. 3:50 to go in the third. First and 10 from the 18 for the Falcons. Running back is Craig Hayward. Nice catch made by Terrence Mathis. Eric Castle brought him down, but it's a 26-yard gain.
Well, this play works so well because you got Terrence Mathis is hurt, but you got Ricky Sanders running underneath to the outside. And look at that middle open up. He hit right in the middle of the zone. Nice play. Nice catch and run. You see the zone open up right here. Mathis is released right at the line of scrimmage by number 25, Van Horst, and when that happens, he hits the seam.
Sixth catch of the game for Mathis, has 61 for the season. George intercepted through a lazy pass picked off by Dwayne Harper. So Dwayne Harper with the intercept.
Well, this pass here, this intercept is a nice interception by Dwayne Harper, but this is a bad pass by Jeff George. I mean, this pass should never have been thrown. And first of all, he's thrown into double coverage. He looks to his right to look off, and then he goes back here, and he's going backwards when he throws the ball. No zip on the ball, trying to get it to Rison, but Harper is right there. And he also had some help from Castle. They were both in that position, but the coverage is perfect right here.
That pass intended for Rison. Harper with his second interception of the game. His first two for the season. And with just under 3 minutes remaining third quarter, the Chargers take over. Means looking for the hole. Brings out to the 43. Met by Mel Agee. We're set for an update. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, in Miami, rookie running back Marshall Faulk. Watch him start to his left, come back the other way. By the time he's done, it's a 22-yard run, which helped set up a later 1-yard TD run, his league-leading 10th of the year. The Colts leading the Dolphins 14-6 in the fourth, Marv.
Thank you, Greg. It's a second down and 8 for San Diego, trailing the Falcons 10-6. Natron Means able to bust free for the first down. Roger Harper, the strong safety, on the tackle. 18 carries, 76 yards for Means, and that's one of the rare times this afternoon we've seen the effective spin move by Natron.
Yeah, Natron Means is getting some blocking. Shannon Mitchell's in the backfield with him, and when he gets that initial block on the blitzing linebacker, that enables Means to get to that hole that's on the outside. What they did the first half against San Diego is the linebackers were coming free. Means never really had a chance to get started.
Chargers first down at the Falcon 46. And Gilbert able to complete to Mark Say. Vinnie Clark on the coverage, just short of the first down, fourth catch of the day. by Say.
That's one of the things that they do have to do with Gail Gilbert. You don't restrict him, all right? I mean, you're going to limit the offense somewhat. But you've got Means back there. Let him mix it up. You don't have to go deep. Every time these two teams have tried to go deep, they're getting in trouble. The short stuff is there. Go ahead and take what they give you.
14 of 23, 149 yards for Gilbert, making his first start since the 1986 season. And Gilbert has a first down, combining with Say. Darnell Walker on the stop. He threw that ball beautifully, keeping it away from the defense.
He really did, you know, and he read it very well. I don't know if this was an audible or not, because Gilbert looks to the outside, and he sees the one-on-one coverage on the outside. When he sees that, he hits Say with the ball. They have the first down. It's a good read.
And a first down at the 31-yard line. Tony Martin now flanks to the left side, out in motion. Play action. And a nice developing play for the tight end Dwayne Young, covered by Jesse Tuggle. Short pass offense being operated by Gilbert as this third quarter rolls down. They spotted it just outside the 25. It'll be a second down and 4. You see DJ Johnson, who went out with a thigh bruise, back on the field, and that is the end of the third quarter. The Falcons 10 and the Chargers 6. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Friday, celebrate the 200th mystery solved. See Lake Michigan's haunted treasure and why a famous star vanished on purpose in all-new 2-hour Unsolved Mysteries, NBC Friday.
Dianne Feinstein authored and won the first ban on assault weapons. Where was Congressman Huffington? Dianne Feinstein took on the radical right and protected a woman's right to choose. Where was Congressman Huffington? For over 20 years, Dianne Feinstein's had the independence to buck her own party and fight for the death penalty. Where was Congressman Huffington? The choice is not just who has a record of accomplishment, it's who Californians can trust to fight for them. There's only one answer: Dianne Feinstein, the California senator Californians can trust.
Newspapers, liberal and conservative, and rarely in agreement, have studied the candidates for governor closely. Their overwhelming choice is Pete Wilson. The LA Times said simply, Pete Wilson is a leader. The San Francisco Examiner said Wilson has the right stuff. Comparing Wilson to Brown, the LA Daily News said Wilson has a better grasp of what needs to be done. And the San Diego Union said Wilson is a much stronger leader. For courage, tough decisions, and fundamental change, we need Pete Wilson as governor.
People keep coming back to their Central Coast Chevrolet dealers. In Santa Maria, Del Mills has been buying Chevy trucks from Home Motors for over 20 years because they're the longest-lasting trucks on the road. The Ramseys returned to Sunset Auto Center in Lompoc because they always find low prices, not to mention matching colors. And Rio Vista Chevrolet in Buellton is so nice to Diane that she bought 4 cars from them in 4 years. Get the quality and features you want, the safety you need, at a price you can afford. Genuine Chevrolet at your Central Coast Chevrolet dealers.
Today's NFL game is sponsored locally by your Central Coast Chevy dealers.
It is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Alex Spanos, man who's owned the San Diego Chargers the past 10 years, and the general manager of the Chargers, Bobby Beathard, to his left as this fourth quarter gets underway, and Means tries to go wide. Attempting to stiff arm, but handled well. Kevin Ross, the free safety, able to force him out of bounds.
You know, you try to follow, Natron Means tries to follow his blockers up front. Shannon Mitchell is the guy that he's trying to follow. And when you take a look at this guy back here in the corner, that's Shannon Mitchell. And when he comes up into the hole, watch what happens. He get buried. So now Means has to move to the outside, and that's what the Falcons want him to be doing, running sideways. As long as he's running sideways, he doesn't have the power. And Kevin Ross makes another tackle. He's been more effective on Natron Means, I think, than anybody.
It's a third down and 4 at the 25-yard line, and a timeout is taken by Atlanta.
They got 12 guys on the field.
Introducing Ford Contour. Gold,
a world car for the 21st century. Example, world-class technology in 2 entirely new engines. The 16-valve Z-Tech that can deliver up to 35 miles per gallon highway and 125 horsepower. Plus, the 24-valve V6 Duratech that travels 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. The totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century.
In the 80s, a lot of companies invested their pension funds in questionable real estate. Unfortunately, that's life. In the 80s, we invested most of our pension funds in investment-grade bonds. That's New York Life. New York Life, the company you keep.
We're into the future. Mommy's lost. Mommy's lost.
Not this, Mommy. Not in this car.
Avis announces Avis Satellite Guidance, now being road tested in California. One more way the employee owners of Avis are making the future safer, faster, and better.
Destination ahead.
Oh, you found us.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century. By New York Life, the company you keep. By the employee owners of Avis. We're into the future, into it now, trying harder than ever. And by smooth Busch beer and easy drinking Busch Light.
Part of the reason the Atlanta Falcons called timeout, they had 13 guys on the field. A little much.
3rd down and 4. Down at the 25-yard line. Gilbert taken down by Chuck Smith, the left defensive end. And that is his 5th sack of the season to lead Atlanta.
Marv, let me tell you something about this play. When you're in a goal line defense, and that's what they're in, don't roll to the end either way. You got to drop straight back. That time, Gail Gilbert rolls to his right. Chuck Smith is there. You don't have enough people to block, so you have to drop straight back.
A 49-yard field goal attempt for John Carney, who's hit from 50 and from 33. And he has done it again. 21 straight for Carney, who holds the NFL record. And he is chasing it down. The NFL record of 29 in a row.
Stuff. We all want stuff. And when we buy a new car, we want all the stuff. Dual airbags, power steering, power mirrors, air conditioning, a stereo, automatic transmission, a place to put a cup of coffee, convenience stuff. What's really great is that you can get all this stuff on any of these Escorts for the same low price. That's called value. Escort is a great value. Compared stuff to stuff to its leading competition, Escort costs less, period. Ford Escort. Good stuff, great price.
Boy, first, facts. What do you make of that?
Was gibt es hier?
With CD-ROM, message center, integrated television, and speakerphone, the compact Presario is powerful enough to run a small business.
Hello?
Hi, Adam. It's Mom. Where's Dad?
He's watching TV.
And simple enough to expand a child's horizons.
What are you doing?
Running to facts.
Oh, really?
This is one long game. They even ran out of food. The fans must be hungry.
When it's football action, it's got to be Domino's. So call now and ask for our football special.
Your employees in the National Guard and Reserve may seem different, more willing to make the extra effort to get the job done right. So when they need time off to serve, remember, it's good for our country.
Glad you could all make it.
And your business.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now and ask for our football special. When it's got to be good, and it's got to be now, it's got to be Domino's.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome as you look at John Carney, who hit from 49 yards out a moment ago. That's his 25th field goal of the season. The NFL record 35, shared by Ali Haji Sheikh of the Giants and Jeff Jager of the Raiders. Jager did it last season, and he appears to be on his way to shattering that record. Clarence Verdun out to the 10. And brought down as he crossed the 15, and then barely able to break a tackle and move to the 20-yard line. We're set for an update. Let's go to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, in Miami, the Dolphins, without Bernie Parmalee and Keith Byers, look to rookie Irving Spikes. 7-yard touchdown, his first ever NFL TD, pulls the Dolphins to within 2 at 14-12, but Marino to Irving Fryer, 2-point conversion attempt doesn't work. It's still a 2-point Colts lead early in the fourth, Marv.
All right, Greg, here a 1-point game. Atlanta 10, San Diego 9. The San Diego offense supplied by the kicker, John Carney, converting on 3 field goals. Jeff George starting out at his 20-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons. And the handoff to Eric Pegram. And he is turned back by Junior Seau.
Junior Seau. Hey, you know, when you talk about Mr. Enthusiasm, watch this. Junior Seau coming off the left. Pegram has no chance. All of a sudden he turns up and you see 55. You want to just put the brakes on and try to get someplace else, and there is no place to go.
Now Craig Hayward has come on for Eric Pegram. 2nd down and 11 at the 19-yard line. It's like Pegram is gingerly making his way to the sideline. He was hurt earlier, aggravating a groin pull. From the crowd, he had a very active week, as we mentioned earlier. Skipped practice on Tuesday, was fine, got into an argument on the sideline during practice Thursday with June Jones. And George connects. Bert Emanuel, apparently not able to hold on. Covered by Sean Van Horst. It is incomplete.
Here's another one of those bullets in there. Emmanuel, number 87, coming underneath. Look where the ball hits him, in the hands. But if you look at his head, Marv, he looks upfield. As the ball's coming in, he looks upfield instead of looking at the ball. You cannot make these mistakes. Watch his head. Watch his head. Look upfield. Now, see it? Doesn't have the ball. Catch the ball first.
And it's a 3rd down and 11. Andre Rison, who does not have a catch today, flanked to the left side. George looking that way. And it's broken up, intended for Rison. Broken up by Eric Castle. Good play by Castle, 2nd-year man from Oregon.
Boy, Eric Castle, number 44, just steps inside. He sees Rison come down. He fakes to the inside and goes back outside. That's where he belongs. Look at that. Perfect position for the ball. Just knock it down.
Harold Alexander will punt for the 4th time today. Gordon let it bounce and then makes the play and is hammered from behind at the 42. 44-yard punt, 3-yard return. Elbert Shelley making the tackle.
We're into the future. We're into it now.
You know, our plane leaves at 5:30.
And it's 5:10, not to worry.
Not worry?
Avis has new return valet service. They'll take us right to the terminal.
Avis announces Return Valet. One more way our 14,000 employee owners are thinking ahead to make Avis safer, faster, and better.
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
I'm not worried.
You can tell a lot about a man by his shaver. The man who uses a bra and flex control appreciates good looks, has the flexibility to adjust to any situation, and he's not afraid to get close. But the most revealing thing about a man who uses a bra is how easy it is to spot him.
I believe this is yours.
Braun, the world's most recognized shave.
Why is Ford Taurus America's best-selling car? Maybe it's because of our philosophy of continuous improvement. A philosophy that this year brings you a new version of Taurus, Taurus SE. with a driver-oriented interior and sporty new looks. Or maybe it's because along with all these improvements, Taurus is still a better value than its leading competition. In fact, there are a lot of reasons why Ford Taurus is the best-selling car in America. Again.
Coming up next, the Patriots collide with the Browns. The Bills take on the Jets. The Broncos battle the Rams, or the Bengals face the Seahawks. Next on NBC.
Wednesday, an all-new Perry Mason mystery. Tony Curtis, James Brolin, and Al Holbrook in a game of deadly politics. Perry Mason, NBC, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central.
A look at our lineup coming up next on most of these NBC stations. Game 2 of the NFL doubleheader. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Chargers start out from the 42-yard line. And it's Nathan Means on the slant, bringing across the 45. It's the Falcons 10 and the Chargers 9 with 12:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here in Atlanta, there's Stan Humphries sitting it out with the dislocated elbow. Gilbert getting the starting nod. We were talking with Gail last night and wondered how he ended up signing with the San Diego Chargers. He told us Frank Wright, the Bills' backup quarterback, called Bobby Ross, who was Frank's college coach at Maryland. And Frank recommended Gail Gilbert to the Chargers. Means is stopped short of the first down. I wondered if perhaps next season Frank Wright may make another call and recommend Jim Kelly to another club. Perhaps there's another Maryland contact down the road.
Frank's going to make some long-distance phone calls. Phone goes way up. We got a wave going on here, but I'm going to tell you, this has been a terrific defensive football game for both of these teams. I mean, they have really played well, and the hitting is unbelievable. Because you got these two big backs on each team, Hayward and Means. Third and 2.
We'll have to see where they spot it as Alfred Papunu made the catch. The free safety Kevin Ross with the tackle and pushed him back the other way.
You know, we have two officials. You got one on one side of the field that has it marked at about the 48-yard line. Now, the one on this side has it marked at the 49-yard line. Neither one of them, they're not in sync. Now he's moving them off.
Chargers need the Atlanta 48 for the first down.
Well, if the ball, this is not a first down because the ball has to get to the 48-yard line. It is about the 49 and a half, 48 and a half. Here it is. Now the ball is marked there. And that's a pretty good mark. You can't, not where you crawl to, it's where you get to. This is not a first down. It's going to be fourth down. What do you do? What do you do? You got Means? They're going to go for it. I would go for it.
Nathan Means starting slowly in the first half, showing some signs in the second half. 21 carries, 81 yards for the game.
They've got their load in there now. I mean, they got every big person they could find.
Yes, Steve Hendrickson has come on. Backfield, Steve Hendrickson, guy who's adept at playing defense, offense, linebacker, tight end, sells on special teams. 4th and inches. And here's Means, and he has the first down.
That would have been my choice.
Submarine by Jesse Tuggle.
You know what I really like about this play? Because the whole team is jammed up in the middle of the field. Now you're talking about Hendrickson, who plays every position. He gets an outstanding block, and then Means just takes it where he's supposed to take it, and that's right up through the middle. Here comes Means. You see Hendrickson on the ground, and Means goes up over the top. That's a perfect call. Bobby, what do you think?
That's it. That's it. And a first down at the 46 in Atlanta territory. Timing pattern, the pass intended for Mark Say, covered by Vinnie Clark. Let's check in again with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marv, in Miami, Dan Marino throwing Watch the Colts' Ray Buchanan step in front, pick it off, and return 28 yards for a touchdown. 2 weeks ago, the Colts went into Buffalo and beat the Bills. Today, they're threatening to do the same to the Dolphins in Miami. Indy leads at 21-12. Under 6 minutes to play, Marv.
Greg, a 2nd and 10 at the 46. On the draw, Means finding the opening and runs for the first down. Gets inside the 35, tripped up by Darnell Walker, and that's a 12-yard scamper for Natron Means.
I'm going to tell you what a great block by Stan Brock. Up here on this side, up on the top here, there he goes. I can circle him. Watch this block that he makes. He comes up the field, pushes out, and now watch this. Inside and gets Jesse Tuggle. He got rid of his man and then got a linebacker on top of it. That's great blocking.
And a first down at the Falcons 35-yard line. Eric Bieniemy. Mel Agee made the stop, so Bieniemy, who played briefly in the second quarter, getting the call once again. Eric Bieniemy, Colorado's all-time leading rusher in his 4th NFL season. Went for 4. It'll be a 2nd and 6 at the Atlanta 31.
I love it when they have the scoreboards here, the big screens. You guys can watch the play afterwards. The coaches go absolutely nuts because they want to get them in the huddle. They only have 40 seconds to get a play off. They're looking at the screen, seeing how well they do.
And Gilbert's pass caught by Papunu, but stopped by Hopper at the line of scrimmage. Hopper and Johnson combining on the tackle. For the San Diego Chargers, this the first of 3 straight on the road. And then they play 4 of their final 5 games at home. You see San Diego turning it around in the second half. Next week at Kansas City. Following week at New England. And then 4 of the final 5 at home. They have the best record in the AFC. It's 7 up, 1 down. 3rd and 4. And Gilbert throwing for the end zone. He had Mark Say open.
Because Gail Gilbert is the new quarterback, I don't know if the connection is there because I'm going to tell you right now, Mark Say was wide open. He misses him, and Say was going into the post. And Gilbert throws it out towards the corner. Look where Say is here. He's already made a turn to come back to the ball. He was wide open. I mean, he knows he was open. He had him for a touchdown.
And now a 47-yard field goal attempt for John Carney, who's hit 3 of 3.
Missed it.
And that's it for the streak. He would have put the Chargers up by 2.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and to me. And there's no place that I'd rather be. Come on along and head for the mountains of Bushmere. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bushmere. You got the winning color.
When it comes to getting my oil change, it's basically a no-brainer. I mean, I always use Pennzoil. I've got 4 cars, and between them they have about 800,000 miles.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings.
I've never worn out a car yet. I attributed a lot of it to the oil. If you don't keep something lubricated, it's not going to last. Pennzoil says it works like liquid ball bearings, and it really does.
I found a way to make my money really perform. I bought this car, a Probe GT.
I refuse to go broke trying to look good. Did I mention this car's a blast?
I'm no financial genius. I just feel like one.
For a limited time, you can get up to $1,000 cash back on the front-wheel drive Ford Probe.
See what I mean?
Tonight after football, they left Earth to find a new home and discovered we are not alone.
We were foolish to believe there was no intelligent life here.
It will take a mother's hope.
I know somehow we'll be all right here.
A father's strength.
It is about survival.
And all the courage they can find to make this planet home. Earth 2 tonight after football on NBC.
John Carney had hit on 21 straight field goals, but a moment ago he missed from 47. And the Falcons maintain the lead. 10-9. 8 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. George to the sideline on first down for Bert Emanuel. Covered by Sean Van Horst. Check that Ricky Sanders made the catch.
Marv, everything is perfect here. Gail Gilbert gets the ball down. He'll turn it. The strings are forward. But I just think Carney got too far in front of the ball and then pushed it to his right. Because he missed this by a lot. See the headlines. Carney loses the game for Chargers. He's the only guy that scored.
Second down and 6 at the 41. The snap was fumbled. And then George was able to get it to Hayward after scooping it off the ground.
That's incredible. You talk about having presence of mind to know where you are. Jeff George drops the ball. That's the third time in this ball game he's dropped the ball. He drops the ball, but watch him. He'll get it back and give it to Hayward. Here it is, down on the ground, back up. That ball looks wet. Ball comes out again, and Hayward grabs it.
Roman Fortin is the center. Guard to Dave Richards and Mike Sandowski, Bob Whitfield, and Lincoln Kennedy at the tackles. Kennedy for the injured Mike Ken, who again is bothered by back problems. And the catch made by Mathis, but short of the first down. Darian Gordon on the stop, preventing Mathis from picking up the additional yardage, and it's 3 and out for the Falcons, who are hearing it from the crowd.
They really are. I mean, this is a play that's open. This is a first down play. This is not a 3rd and 8 yard play. This is a first down play to pick up about 5 or 6 yards because they give you the short guy.
5th punt of the day for Harold Alexander. His first, a 61-yarder. He's been having his difficulties as of late. Took a shot in the game against the Redskins several weeks ago and has just not been the same. This is a good one, though. And Darian Gordon let it fly, and a break for the Falcons. Carried out at the 6. A 49-yard punt, and it puts the Chargers in a hole. They will start from their 6-yard line.
I can tell you, you're not really all that popular when you got to go find guys that'll high-five you. Here, it's a great bounce on this ball, and it goes out of bounds, and they mark it at about the 5-yard line. I give it to the 6, but that was just an excellent kick. And let me tell you something, you don't plan that, Marv. That's something that just happens. I mean, that's luck. It's not say, hey, I hit the ball on the 5, wanted to go right, wrong.
The Chargers first down from their 6 with 5:50 to go. And the fourth quarter, Atlanta 10 and San Diego 9. Chargers only lost this season 2 weeks ago at home to the Broncos. Gilbert on the play action. Completes for the first down with Mark Say. Mark Say has become Gail Gilbert's favorite receiver. That's his 6th catch for 64 yards.
D.J. Johnson read this play perfectly. Say takes him to the post and then brings it back to the outside. Just a perfect route. You see D.J. Johnson, he is there. You can't make a better cover than this, but the ball is thrown perfectly to the outside. 2 feet down. The officials were both there. First down.
And it gets San Diego out of trouble. First down at the 21-yard line. Means with a short pickup. And once again, we'll check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, 28 yards out. Dan Marino goes up top and finds O.J. McDuffie with the extra point. It's a 21-19 Colts lead over the Dolphins. Under 4 minutes to play at Joe Robbie, Marv.
All right, Greg, second down and 7 here in Atlanta. Intended receiver Tony Martin, covered by Ross Clark. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Cucuzzo is slow getting up in the middle, and the pressure is on Gail Gilbert. He had to throw this ball quicker than he wanted to. He makes the turn and then throws. He can see on the outside that Chuck Smith is coming. He gets the hit. Cucuzzo's staying in the game, though. He's limping, but he's staying in the game.
Joe Cucuzzo, second-year player from Michigan at left guard. There he is.
See him limping.
And the crowd urging on the Atlanta defensive unit with his 3rd and 7 and a timeout taken by the Chargers. 4:52 to go in the 4th.
A lot of us are complaining about the way things are these days. We're not all complaining about the same things. We have our own uniquely individual grumbles. I admit it's fun to complain, but after a while it gets really annoying. Maybe we should take our gripes to the people who work for us, the people we elect to run this country. And this November 8th, we all get to do just that. Vote. It counts.
While San Diego taking a timeout, they have 2 remaining, as do the Falcons. It's a 3rd and 7 for Gail Gilbert at the 24-yard line, with the Chargers trailing the Falcons 10-9 and 4:52 to go in this 4th quarter. Stan Humphries sidelined by the dislocated left elbow, missed most of the second half last week. Once again, he's been hammered by injuries. Roger Hopper, number 47, had a shot at it. The pass intended for Mark Say.
He had Mark Say in the slot. I saw when he came in the huddle, he said to Say, he just nodded at him. What Say? Underneath. He sees the blitz. They read it perfectly. Say is coming across and really not looking for the ball. The ball was a little high. But if you see Say coming across, he was looking for the defensive man, looking at the official, instead of looking at Gail Gilbert.
And the Chargers must punt here. Brian Wagner for Clarence Verdun. From his 26 was the tackle. Tries the sideline, but ran out of room.
Whoa, we got a fight.
Extracurricular action after Verdun ran it out.
So Vinnie Clark in there with the big people.
50-yard punt. 50-yarder by Wagner. It's David Briggs.
You have the guy by the face mask. He can't swing. You know what I'm saying? Got a flag down there. If they're going to call a double foul, then don't throw any flag at all. Just wave it off. I got 2 guys. We got this guy. We got that guy. We got 92. We got a 27.
Amazing how you are able, time and time again, to capture the crux of the conversation.
Yeah. They're just down there talking. David by the face mask.
Yeah, that was Vinny. Briggs who was involved.
We have offsetting penalties.
I hate
personal foul.
Wrong.
It's the kicking team. Personal foul.
It's
on the receiving team. Penalties offset.
And they're not even indicating numbers.
Yeah, don't even fool with it. I mean, then, you know, pick up the flag and forget about it. I mean, it's a waste of time.
Atlanta will start out from its 40-yard line with 4:35 remaining in the 4th quarter.
That mean I'll get a call from New York? There we go.
On deep back is Hayward, and again, flags are thrown.
Ball start prior to the snap, number 62 of the offense, 5 yards.
That's the left guard, Dave Richards, one-time San Diego Charger.
Junior Seau, watch, he'll move. Junior Seau, does he cause this one? He's inching up. Yeah, he got to move it. He's got to move it.
And that's the 12th penalty against Atlanta. It's cost them 90 yards. San Diego hit with only 4. It's a first and 15. Intended for Ricky Sanders.
Now you have a team that's ahead and they're booing. You know, people are looking downfield, and way downfield, you got a man open. But that's okay, because Jeff George didn't have time to find the man way downfield who was open. This ball was thrown short because Jeff George had to throw it in a hurry. The Chargers had a blitz on. They were in his face.
And they're chanting for Bobby Hebert, the backup quarterback. Fans also reacting to the ineffectiveness of this Atlanta offense the past few weeks. That's Hebert. Nice release, and Sanders made the catch out of the 42-yard line, short of the first down. Darian Gordon on the tackle. And it sets up a 3rd down and 7.
You know, when you have this kind of an offense, Barb, you better have a whole lot of receivers, you know, in this game, because first of all, most of the receivers are small. They're using 4 at a time, and they throw these little junk passes to the outside. And when you have backs and linebackers coming up, taking a whack at you, you better have a lot of receivers.
3rd and 7 at the 43-yard line. Kick it. George almost intercepted. Wayne Hopper, Stanley Richard on the coverage of Andre Rison, who has been shut out to this point.
It's amazing, you know, and I think one of the things they're booing, Rison has not caught a pass, but the fact that here Jeff George is throwing into double coverage. When you're doubling Andre Rison, everybody else must have one person on him. Now this ball wasn't even close to being caught. Harper got a piece of it, and also Richard wasn't even close.
Harold Alexander back for the 6th time. Darian Gordon back at his 15. And they get the bounce. And another good break for Alexander. Rolls inside the 10. And that will go down as a 48-yard punt. Not pretty, but things have been going for Harold. He will take it. 3:35 remaining in the 4th quarter. That's coming up next on most of these NBC stations. Game number 2 of our NFL doubleheader. You will see one of those games. Check your local listings for the game in your area. So San Diego from their 9-yard line. They're trailing 10-9.
They have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning, so in effect they have 3. They're fine.
For Means. Run out by Tuggle. Natron Means has come on with 70 yards on the ground in the second half. He's run for 98 yards on 24 carries.
What a difference the clock makes. Now under 5 minutes the clock stops when you go out of bounds. Watch what Means does here. After he catches the ball, normally you see Natron Means turn it upfield and pick up as much yardage as he can. He didn't see Tuggle there. He just ran to stop the clock.
Picked up 8. It'll be a 2nd and 2 at the 17. Now Means on the ground. Running for the first down. Tripped up by Chuck Smith, the left defensive end. So he has moved the change. And the Chargers with a first down at the 20-yard line. You know, Natron Means has accounted for more first downs than any non-quarterback in the NFL.
What a terrific kid he is, too.
He's got over 100 for the 5th straight game. 101 on the ground. Gilbert, incomplete. And Marseille did not like the tackle.
Vinnie Clark, we also have a penalty down in the middle of the field. I tell you, these officials are getting bounced around. And the Chargers are moving backwards, so it looks like, you know, you got a holding penalty against the offensive line. They want to move them back. It'll be first down.
Holding
Number 67 on the offense. 10 yards. Still first down.
Stan Brock, he makes a great block, and then he comes back and he holds, eyeballing the defensive guy. He is on the right-hand side of the screen. He's the number 67. It's the man we're looking at. And here's Brock. Is he holding? Is he holding? I think so. He isn't. It's a new dance step.
It'll be a 1st and 20 at the 10. The lone D-back is Means. The screen for Means. Spinning his way. What moves by Means. It appeared that he was trapped, but he was able to pick up the extra yardage and finally hauled down by Kevin Ross.
He's taking himself out of the game. But what is this thing is set up so perfectly. Watch how long this thing takes to develop. See, Means waits, he waits, he waits. Now Dolman is there. He thinks he's got a free shot at the quarterback. Not so. Now Jesse Tuggle comes up and he forces the play inside, but Means just driving and driving as the guy that gets the ball, gets that 10 yards back to the 20-yard line.
It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 20. On the draw, it's Ronnie Harmon. A rare rush for Harmon. Vinnie Clark able to pop him out of bounds short of the first down.
You know, everyone is so aware of Ronnie Harmon, where he is all the time, because Ronnie Harmon, you know, he's going to be catching the ball. They love to throw the ball to Ronnie Harmon. But I'll tell you one thing that he loves to do. He loves to run with the ball after he catches it or when they just hand it to him. You can see Harmon now. He'll bring it back to the outside. He's got some excellent moves. Doesn't pick up the first down, but gets him in a position that they can make the first down.
But a huge play here. It's a 3rd down and 3 at the 27. The dumbbell pass picks it up. Poponu has a first down. Roger Hopper, the strong safety, made the stop. 2 minutes remaining in the 4th.
Every time we say goodbye.
Goodbyes are never easy, but none are as painful as saying goodbye forever. So please, give blood once more this year. You could help save someone you never want to part with.
I wonder why a little.
Tonight, after football, the year is 2192. The Earth is dying. The mission, go beyond the galaxy and find a new home.
We're on the other side of the stars.
A place for hopes. A place for dreams. A place...
Oh, Lord.
Where we are the aliens.
We didn't come this far to stop now.
It's not about friendship.
Mom?
It's about survival.
22 light years for this.
I haven't given up yet, and I know you haven't either.
The Chicago Sun-Times calls it bold, exotic, with impressive special effects. Earth 2. We colonize tonight after football. 7, 6 Central on NBC.
Tonight, NBC presents 2 action-packed premieres at 7 Eastern and Pacific, 6 Central. It's the special 2-hour series premiere of Earth 2. And then William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy will star in the greatest Star Trek movie of them all, the network television premiere of Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country. That's all tonight, starting at 7 Eastern and Pacific, 6 Central, right here on NBC. Caller had to say San Diego needs about 30 yards to get within range for that man, John Carter. Missed his last after hitting 3 in a row. First down for Gilbert. Couldn't find anyone, and he is taken down by Pierce Holt.
Yeah, they had some guys fall in on top of him, but that's Pierce Holt. Gathers is in there also, but Pierce Holt was the man that put the heat on Gail Gilbert. They're going into the hurry-up offense. Pierce Holt, number 95, coming from the top side. He makes the play.
Atlanta's 3rd sack of the day. 2nd and 16 from the 31. Off the hand of Harmon. Ronnie Harmon, the intended receiver. We're ready for another update. Here's Greg Gumbel.